Hi everyone, welcome to the ACLU of Maryland's weekly vlog, Thinking Freely. Today we are joined by Nick Steiner, our Equal Justice Works Immigrants' Rights Fellow, and he's going to be telling us about a bill that he testified on this week, Thursday the 31st, which pertains to U visa protections for immigrants.
The U visa bill is really important because it expands the pool of people who would be able to qualify for a U visa. One of the requirements to get a U visa is that as a victim of a crime, you have to be willing to participate and help law enforcement in the prosecution of the crime. And so this bill would expand what helpfulness means, and that would allow a whole lot more people to be able to qualify for U visas, including a lot of undocumented people who really have no other way of getting legal status, getting green cards, becoming naturalized U.S. citizens. So this is one way of pathway to citizenship that is available, and this would expand that pool of people.
Nick, can you tell folks what the bill number is?
Sure, the bill number is SB 144.
And so if folks are interested in supporting that bill, it is being heard by the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee. So please call your senators, especially those who are sitting on the Judicial Proceedings Committee, the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee, and urge them to support SB 144.
As you know, the Kerwin Commission has delayed its work and will continue working through the fall of 2019. The ACLU of Maryland finds this extremely disappointing because we feel that Maryland public school students cannot wait any longer to receive an equal education. This week, Kimberly Humphrey, ACLU of Maryland's Legislative Education Council, highlighted this exact fact in an op-ed for the Baltimore Sun.
The Kerwin Commission recommended setting aside $325 million for fiscal year 2020 budget recommendations. However, only $35 million was included to begin implementing these recommendations. The $200 million that was set aside from last year's legislation was not included in the budget. The ACLU will continue to push for full funding for this year, as well as full funding for fiscal year 21, in which the Kerwin Commission recommends $750 million to begin implementing their recommendations.
We were able to support SB 149, which will create a task force to look at all of the crimes and penalties in the Maryland Criminal Code and reclassify them. Currently, the Maryland Criminal Code
is a mess.
It is a mess. Thank you, Tony. I was trying to be politically correct, but it's a mess. You have misdemeanors that have very large sentences or penalties. You have felonies that have very little penalties, and it's really no rhyme or reason. So what this bill seeks to do is create a commission which is going to study all of the crimes in the criminal law and just kind of organize them and make it a little bit more streamlined and systematic.
Right, and that bill is SB 149?
SB 149, Senator Huff, and we're really excited to work with him. Once the bill, hopefully if the bill gets passed, we're looking forward to working as part of that commission.
Research shows that students of color and students living with disabilities receive harsher consequences for their behavior compared to their other peers. Kimberly Humphrey recently served on a commission to examine the school-to-prison pipeline and restorative practices. The commission recently released a report highlighting this disproportionality. Based on this report, we expect to see several bills introduced this legislative session. Senate Bill 223, Guidelines on Trauma-Informed Approach, will expand the use of trauma-informed approach in schools and will intensely train schools on becoming trauma-informed schools.
Look for next week. There is a hearing on Senate Bill 223 in the Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs Committee on Wednesday, February 6th. We will be working with our partners with the Maryland Coalition to Reform School Discipline to support this bill.
As always, if you're interested in getting involved and supporting these pieces of legislation, please reach out to our office, or you can reach out to your legislators directly. I'm sure they'll be glad to hear from you. And of course, if you want to get involved with the ACLU's advocacy, our lobby day is on March 4th. It's going to be in the House Office building in the Prince George's County Delegation Room. Please reach out to our office to get involved, or you can visit the website. Thanks for joining us, and we will talk with you again next week.